I like Elden Ring, and I like to think I'm pretty good at Elden Ring, but I've never even thought to prove it outside of displaying the Elden Ring Achievo on my Steam profile. So I decided that when Shadow of the ERDTREE dropped, I would parry every single boss I possibly could. And so I did do that. Most of this, unfortunately, was done just hanging out with my mates, so you'll have to trust my word. Despite this, I did remember to switch on OBS for Midra and the final boss. The fight with Midra only took about 30 minutes to nail down most of the parry timings. I still found myself getting mixed by one or two moves here and there, but overall, very easy. The final boss took me a little bit longer, much like everybody else, and by the sounds of it, by partaking of the parry, I had taken the easier route to defeating the duo. Some poor sods who attempted this boss, for some godforsaken reason, tried dodging attacks. Unfathomable. The build I opted to use was fully invested in making the flame aspect of my dagger as strong as physically possible, in order to bolster ripostes. This involved leveling strength to 80, running the flame scorpion talisman, which meant I was taking increased damage at all times, the sacred sword talisman, so on the rare occasion where I was at 100 HP, I would deal more damage, the dagger talisman, for a flat boost to critical hits, and the two-headed turtle talisman, for a more comfortable time managing stamina. Initially, the scariest part of this challenge was the fact that to get a single riposte on him, you gotta nail 3 entire parries. This almost immediately proved to be too daunting for me, but I mustered the will to continue forth. Starting out, I spent the initial hours sandbagging and searing all the moves of the first phase into my brain. Nothing out of the ordinary. During this phase, you can parry this, 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 and even this. If there were more moves you can parry, I did not find them. I did discover that for some reason, Radahn has a tendency to follow up after a parry with one move more than most. This would often lead to consistent parry chains for easy damage. There was also a move that Radahn would wield in order to get some consistent chains on me. This would be the double slash. This move, thanks to the Flame Scorpion Talisman, would almost always one-shot me if I missed the parry timing. And this move is probably the fastest in his entire arsenal, so needless to say, it claimed a lot of my runs. I also had a very bad habit of trying to parry Radahn's foot. I don't even really know why this happened. The wind-ups don't even look similar. I think there's just something wrong with me. Anyway, the second phase, of course, presents a much greater threat, in that the moves become a lot more difficult to roll, and not get hit by some stray hitbox.
Okay.
To remedy this, I had a solution in my solution, that being the Windy Crystal tier. This enhances dodge rolls, and can make it much easier to avoid damage. And due to his tendency to spirit bomb you immediately after transitioning phases, you get an easy window to down it safely. It is of course not an instant fix, and you still get hit all the time, but it definitely made the run feel a lot more plausible. You may also notice that I am not a naked with a dagger, the most intimidating tarnished out there. This is because although I did in the end parry Radahn, it was not a hitless run, so I am still a mere mortal. Maybe if FromSoft adds in the ability to replay bosses, I'll go for the hitless run. But until then, this is all I got in me. Before we analyse the downfall of Radahn and Michael, I'd like to take a quick moment to acknowledge the fact that we hit 5,000 subscribers. Now, unfortunately, I am a gamer. So I will make videos relating to games I am currently enjoying, and also videos about games I have enjoyed in the past, all whilst being edited in this old-found VHS tape format. Now, I don't ask this often, but if this sounds like something of interest to you, please subscribe to my channel. An extra grandiose thank you to the members of the Punters Guild, who will be receiving a full suite of emotes very, very soon. Now let's get back to the run. Now, the health bar is at its lowest. One last parry to seal the deal. Right? Unfortunately, I have to admit, I was too nervous to mess up my final parry. A neuron snapped in my brain and my inner caveman unleashed, causing me to rush Radahn down, not realizing I only needed one more parry for a final finishing blow. I did my due diligence and pointed down after defeating God. Seems only natural. And with that, I return to my former life of invading as a rune level 5 phantom and throwing rot pots at hosts with over-leveled phantoms. Truly living the dream. That's the end of the video. Goodbye.